See, that wasn't my fault. Welcome to full 42, but we had some technical difficulties starting off. That wasn't my fault though. Something weird. I hit go live and it just sat there and spun forever. I don't know.
I can't confirm or deny. I didn't see anything on my end, so
we were on time.
We said we were going on time, and all of a sudden there was a glitch. So I think Chris just wanted to be late.
No. Otherwise, I can't. It's not fun being late if I can't blame it on you.
I mean, you still blame it on me. It doesn't matter.
That's true. Let's all blame Mike.
You live in a zone and nothing's real. So,
welcome to the full 42. We're talking about board games and all kinds of stuff. Today, we're talking about. I just got back from BGGcon, and both of our good eve, Steve. Good eve, Steve. Steven. Good evening, Stephen. Sorry. I'm tired.
Yeah, Chris is on the down of a convention.
I'm tired.
Jesus.
So we're going to talk about, some of the stuff I played at BGGcon a little bit, some cool games, and some other ones I saw that I didn't get a chance to, but I do want to try them. And then we both have Kickstarter news stuff to talk about, Critter Kitchen, Charcuterie. Charcuterie is ending in 24 hours, 23 hours now, it says.
It's 9 o'clock my time, real time, 9 o'clock tomorrow. So it's 24 hours from now.
People don't know what your time is. That's not an official thing.
Eastern, real time. You're in a fake time zone.
I'm in the central. That's the middle. That's the real time zone.
No, that implies that there's to the right and to the left, right? So you're in the middle. That means there's more in front of you, which is where it starts. Technically, it starts in England, but whatever.
Why would it technically start in England?
Because that's where the zero is, right?
Andrew.
Isn't the meridian in England?
I have no clue.
It's because you live in a fake time zone.
Yes, hit that like button. I keep forgetting that there's a goal here at some point. Not really the goal, right? It's a side quest. Views and likes are side quests for us at this point. But thanks for reminding.
Either do we?
What was that?
We don't have any of the banners set up. We still have the banners from my Sunday thing with Yola.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so and we got announcement. One announcement, two, something like that.
There's a few, I think.
All right, cool. So well, let's get into announcements and hi to everybody.
We don't even have an announcements banner. Oh, we do. Look at that.
Yeah. We got an announcement banner. You want to put that up?
Banner. Yeah, put that up.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, hi everyone. How you
announcements. Doing? It's like we're professional at this.
Kind of. Yeah, we're getting there. It's 3 years. End of January will be the full 3 years. So
that's nuts. We're not professionals because we don't get paid. So we're just highly skilled or somewhat skilled, or there's some skill. Howdy.
Some skill. Hey, Di.
We luckily hit things sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. It really just gives me a reason to drink.
My meridian is in the UK.
Mm-hmm. See?
All right. Well, then we're all fake time zones, except for the small little island that for some reason gets to be 0.
Yeah, but you're more fake.
Yes, I have a certain set of skills.
Nice.
I don't have a lot of money, but I can make you a Kickstarter. So anyway, now I've got his voice in my head. So anyway, so BGGcon and all that stuff, but announcements. What do we got for announcements?
What do you have for announcements?
Yeah, nothing. I'm going to eat a lot of turkey this week. No, I'm not going to eat turkey. I might not even have any turkey, but I have a lot of Thanksgiving stuff this week.
Nice. That's fun. What plans you have?
We're hosting at our new house, actually.
Nice.
So it'll be weird. Have to clean up a lot. I don't like that. A lot of stuff to do.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
The minute you tell everybody, hey, come over here, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Yep.
That means I don't get to just lounge around until food happens.
Well, I mean, you can.
Wow.
You
No.
bad.
But yeah. What are you doing? You going off to family?
Yeah, doing the family thing.
What's that? What's that city? Space City? Island City?
What?
Ocean City?
No, not going to Ocean City. Just
Ocean City.
going downstate New York to visit.
I knew it was some fake city sounding thing.
Not fake. It's right by the ocean, so it's Ocean City.
It sounds like something they'd put in like a Bethesda video game, like Ocean City. Come see blah blah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I've been playing Starfield too much lately.
I'll give you that. Did you see? I'm pretty sure it's real. Totally off topic, but Netflix announced they're doing a BioShock movie.
Oh, I think I've heard about stuff like that for a while. Like ever since BioShock is out, I've heard of series and stuff like that. That'd be cool.
If they do that one with the water where the lights are flickering that had me shut the game off, I'll never watch it.
Did you ever play Fear?
Yeah. Yep.
I worked at the studio, the video game studio that created all the expansions for that.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I got to play some of that stuff. I always like turning off the lights, just have the screen glow, your keyboard, and freak you out.
Did you ever play The Reckoning?
Did I ever play what?
The Reckoning?
I don't think so.
That was one that Dave worked on. The Diablo Dave from 3WS.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I love that series. Was awesome. They did 2. They might have done 3. I think they did 2. And I'm not sure if he worked on both, but I enjoyed that series. It wasn't as Fear was good. It doesn't have that BioShock like jump scare kind of moments, but it had a few. I
worked a little bit on that, and I worked a little bit on a game called Section 8 that failed miserably. That studio is not around anymore. And then I worked on a game that never saw the light of day, but it was Dirty Harry, the video game.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we only had the first level done, but I created the HUD for it. And when I came on, they had like some initial stuff in there, right? And one of the things was the loading screen was the ammo thing inside the gun, and they had 6 of them in there, and I was like, wait, no, his gun only has 5 shots in it. No, they had 7 in there, and I said his gun only had this many shots in it, and they were like, it's fine. I was like, what do you mean it's fine? Like the entire speech he has is how many shots did he have, blah blah blah. You can't have the wrong shots in there. And they were like, that's when I was like, okay, you're not gonna do that. People care about that stuff.
That game was turned into a Red Dead Revolver, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the revolver. That's what I'm trying to think. I'm sleepy. I can't think of stuff today.
You're good.
But anyway, none of that is announcements at all.
No, those are our announcements. Yeah, that was good.
So no, I have no announcements.
Nothing really. All right. Well, we got the Kickstarter
stuff is over.
ending in less than 24 hours, 23 hours, 23 hours, 50 minutes from now. There was something else.
I'm sure you got a Luca painting, probably.
I do. I have a Luca painting. There was something else.
I don't know. Thanksgiving, Christmas stuff coming up.
No. The Board Game Rundown folk dropped the preview and the playthrough. If you want to watch Bob and Mike and Dan play through a game of Charcuterie, they dropped it today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, super fun to watch. Over the weekend, Foster the Meeple did theirs. That was fun with Jeff and his Meat Mountain. If you go and watch that one, that was really good. I
saw them do a Last Light video while I was at BGGcon. No mention of me, but that's all right. That's fine.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll behave about that one. I'm not gonna.
I didn't get to watch the whole video because I was at a convention, of course. But
I'm sure their video is great. I mean, the game. I'm not going to say anything about the game.
Oh, have you played the game?
I played it with you on our stream.
Right. I mean, the physical one. Have you played the physical?
No, I can't bring myself to break it out.
You know what's weird is you said you wouldn't say anything. There is a Dirty Harry game on Nintendo. Oh, that's cool. I did see the game. I saw the Last Light game at BGGcon, and I thought it looked great. I don't know. Maybe he's got a weird copy that had some issues.
I'm not the only one from ones that I've talked to.
Okay.
It looks really, when it's on the table and you have all of the marbles like up on the thing, and it does look pretty, and the game plays really well. Like we played it on TTS, and it's TTS and whatever, a couple grains of salt here and there, but it played really well. But the production of it was.
Well, I haven't got my copy yet, so I can't really dive into it.
You're the last person to get it.
I know, if that at all, right? No, I talked to Lance, and I saw Lance at BGGcon. The first thing he said to me was Battlestar Galactica.
Of course. Where is he? Why is he not in the chat?
He might just be traveling back. I don't know.
Maybe.
And then after that, I was like, "Where's my last light?" He was like, "Oh, you haven't got it yet." Okay.
No.
So I'm going to be bugging him. But yeah. So we got a Luca painting.
Yeah, there was something else I wanted to. Oh. Fun fact. You ready for this?
Okay. It better be fun. Nobody ever has a fun fact whenever they say that.
I mean, they should always be fun facts, right?
All right. Go ahead.
We have, not including this episode, which is already live, right? We only have what I'm going to assume to be 4 more episodes this year, because we're not going to meet on Christmas. So there's only 4 more episodes of this in this calendar year.
Huh.
Right.
Weird.
And the last one that we're going to have, which will be on December 18th, the week before Christmas, will be our 150th episode.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
We're going to end 2023. Our final episode on December 18th will be our 150th episode. It's not the end of the 3rd season. That'll be like the beginning of the 4th season will be the end of January, because we started on the 25th. But we are approaching episode 150. And we only have 4 episodes left this year.
I have this as 143 here.
You're wrong.
Well, you keep better records or whatever than I do. I just have what I've named the thumbnail, so maybe I went wrong somewhere. But in any case, 143, 150, somewhere around there. It's a lot of.
I think it's 150, but from what I redid, I think it's 150. That's
a lot of talking to you, honestly.
It is a lot of hours spent. If you put together the amount of hours we spent actually in person, it's like decimal points of time we've spent in front of each other.
Have we spent an entire hour together in person? Well, yeah, I guess so. We ate together. We've never played a physical game together.
That's not true.
What game did we play?
We hung out at the gathering for how many days?
Yeah, but we didn't play. Oh, yeah. We played games. That's right.
Of course we did.
It's hard to say that I played games with you, because really what we did was wait for you to come back down from your room while we played games, waiting for you.
That's not true.
We'd play a game with you. We would play a game with you, and he'd be like, I'm going to go put my hoodie up in the room, and then we wouldn't see you again for like 2 hours. That's because you have to stop and talk to every single person that you run into.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't know anyone. I don't talk to anyone. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a friendly person. I don't have a lot of contacts. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're way friendlier than I am. So everybody's friendly when you look like this.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So Luca painting.
So this one was done today.
Oh, we should say what it is in case we have new people.
Oh, right. So, hey, Eric. So yes, my now 2-year-old has been watercolor painting on canvas since the end of December last year. And when I have the opportunity and when he's not losing his mind, I'll put a canvas in front of him and he'll point out a couple colors and I'll give him the watercolors and he'll paint on a canvas. Today was special, which is why I'm bringing this one. The other one he did today as well. It was the first time he painted with his left hand. So he's been doing right-handed, like he holds it with his left hand and he paints with his right. But today he had it in his right hand and he grabbed with the left.
So Devil Child. You got to tie his hand behind his back and teach him better.
No, I'm teaching him right. He takes after me. So this was.
Are you left-handed?
I use both. I write left-handed. I bat lefty, but I throw righty.
Knew you were weird.
I know I am. So first time he did a left hand, and it is the 42nd Luca painting this year.
Nice.
So here it is.
Ooh, man, that one's got some like drive into it. Man, I see maybe a roadrunner running by real fast.
Okay.
You see the blue body and the black legs are stretched out like that. He's got like a wheat field going behind him. I don't know what the arrow going down towards him is.
The anvil being dropped by Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, what's everybody else see? Tell us in comments. Tell us in.
Even I don't see 3-hour lunch breaks.
A neon grasshopper. I could see that. And he really went crazy in the middle.
Yeah.
He used a lot of colors this time too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's black, gray. I gave him orange, blue, and a pink. Black, gray, orange, blue. See this purple? I don't know if it really translates well.
Yeah, I see it.
The purple is not. I didn't give him purple. That was a mix of like the orange and the pink with the blue that came over this way.
There's sled action. I could see that. An eagle's nest on top of a grasshopper that just whacked by a golf club.
Okay, Mike, that's specific, man. You okay?
Please seek help if you know. To turkey running from an axe. I think that's properly themed. Oh, other people see grasshopper. Okay.
I don't see the grasshopper, but
bird in a nest. Yep. I can see the nest, definitely. The bird looks under the nest, though. Wait, turn it upside down. Sad bird in a nest?
It's totally different. It's a totally different. I see a whale tail.
I don't know what that is. Yeah. Oh, what do you see?
I see a Star Destroyer.
A Star Destroyer. Okay. I mean, I can
destroyed. Like, you know how they when the Death Star blew up, there was that ring and all that color, and then it came out. This is like the crow's nest, right? And the point is over here, and then it's
okay. Yeah. I could see that. Maybe the bird is transporting the nest to a new location. I don't think they do that. Do they do that? I'm sure there's some weird bird that does that. Once you get into weird bird behaviors, there's birds that steal nests.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Or even sneak their own eggs into other birds' nests, making other birds.
And there's Tim with just bird.
Tim, she's bird. Bird.
Good to see you, Tim.
It is the word.
It is. I've heard. Fruit Loops.
Matt. No, I want Fruit Loops. I saw Matt at BGGcon.
I'm very jealous you saw Matt at BGGcon, but before Matt bounces or he gets distracted by the 17 different games he's working on, I saw the pinball machine for BGG.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Shit, Matt, that thing came out. I don't know how much you had to do with it, or if you made the whole thing, or if you put it together. But man, that thing is bonkers. Like, well done, unbelievable. The thing looks super cool.
Yeah, I think Scott showed that, right?
That was so neat looking.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I saw Matt. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play any games and stuff. Groups and stuff going on. No, I mean together.
Just in general, like, do you even play games?
I play games. This is what you're talking about, by the way. I could share this.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. That's what you're talking about, right?
Super dumb. Like, unbelievable. It looks so cool. Yeah, this is what I saw. I saw them playing it.
I think that's Scott playing it. That's crazy. That's fun.
That's super cool. And you see, like, the graphics that are in there, and like the level of intricacy that goes into putting one of these together. I assume it's made out of, laser cut wood, or it looks like it's made out of that kind of wood, like that, whatever wood. The detail that has to go into this thing to make sure it all, like, not only the flipper is working, but like the ramps all have to work, and nothing can be flat, and it all's got, like, that's just unbelievable work, man.
Yeah, that's fun.
Unreal. Well done.
Yeah, I saw Grant Lyon there as well. I think he was hanging out with Matt for the most part.
Nice.
Saw him a few times.
Cool.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah, I got to get that. Next year I'm going. I got to go.
I saw Evan, but Evan didn't see me.
Maybe he
I saw him several times.
Maybe he was just trying not to see you. We'll have to ask him if he pops on.
That's
amazing. Cool. Yeah, that's super cool, man. I'm not surprised. I mean, the stuff that you showed me when we were at Gamma with the dial and it's just amazing what you do. It really is. And your team, not to take away from your team, you have an amazing amount of talent behind what you're doing.
Oh yeah. When Matt walked up, I think we were playing some game, and he was like, "I worked on this, obviously." Trying to remember, was it Empire's End? John DeClare's Empire's End? I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was Empire's End. Yeah. Yep. Go stay in Dallas. There you go.
See you there.
Come on down to BGGcon. So yeah, BGGcon. Let's talk about. I'll just talk about that real quick. I went. I enjoyed it. Played games. Hung out with mostly Cardboard Alchemy crew. Basically, they gave me a fun shirt for Critter Kitchen. Actually, they gave me a couple shirts.
Is that your meeple in the game?
What?
Don't you have a meeple that's designed after you?
It's not designed after me. Basically, we got to request kind of like, I'd like to have an otter or something, and so Sandara drew an otter for me and made it orange. So all the otters are orange because I'm weird.
Oh, that's on camera.
The otter's not supposed to be me. It's just kind of like, that's what I requested.
Gotcha.
Because the otters are my favorite animal. But yeah, so yeah, this isn't, unfortunate. It's not the otter on the shirt or anything. This is the symbol for all the zoo chefs you can have. So, but yeah.
Well, we'll get into Critter Kitchen in a little while.
Yeah. But yeah, hung out with the Cardboard Alchemy peeps, Peter Vaughn, Brad Brooks, and my wife Erin. We just hung out and played games. We spent maybe a third of it playing Ticket to Ride Legacy.
And
well, we finished it.
Oh, no shit.
We did 10 games. It's 12 games long. Matt Leacock walked by and looked at it while we were playing it too. It's 12 games long, but we got to the end. We were going to be at game 10 right at the end. We were about to have to leave, so we skipped 2 and went to 12. Well, we read through the thing of what happened and stuff, kind of made some decisions like, all right, everybody gets a card and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to spoil anything for the thing, but there's every time you finish one, you read something, and every time you start one, you read something, and someone chooses to do certain stuff to, set things up. So that's, we just decided to kind of like skip through that. And then
gameplay, but read the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's rules for if someone misses a game, give them these many points or something. So we just did that as if we all missed the game, which is sad because we were really enjoying it. Most of the first legacy things that came out like this were like Pandemic and stuff. And I'm a big cooperative person, so I never got into it. I never played the Pandemic legacies and stuff. But Ticket to Ride is, competitive. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Would you play it again? Could you play it again?
Yes. And I don't think there's anything I think you could play this one again because I don't think there's anything that you can take advantage of knowing ahead of time. Like everything that pops up, you're just like, oh, gonna try that, and it's good to try it. Like, you know, it's kind of like whenever someone makes an expansion to a game, they make it. If they make it well, they make it to where you should play that expansion to really be on the next level with everybody else. You know.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like that and stuff. In fact, whenever I finished, I was telling Brad, it was Brad Brooks's game. I was telling him, you should keep this part and this part, just put it in your original game and play with those rules and stuff, you know? So yeah. Yeah, it was really fun.
That's cool.
It's a good game. It's weird because the first game is like 20, 25 minutes, and then the last game was like 2 hours. Because things build and, you know, there's more stuff to do and consider and all that. I lost every single game.
I'm not surprised.
And most of the time, I was the loser, like on the bottom. And I know that because when you're the loser, you get like a card that like gives you your first player next game, right? So
even though there's this catch-up mechanism of, hey, let us help you out because you sucked.
And it's a good catch-up mechanism. I'm not blaming the game at all.
Sure. But they gave you these cookies to be like, we're sorry, here, do better. And you did worse consistently throughout the 10 games.
Yes.
That's absolutely amazing.
So I didn't even know there was one. I just never paid attention to it. But yeah, basically it's Ticket to Ride, Legends of the West, which was kind of a cool thing too. There's several little stories going on as you expand and all that stuff. It's really fun. You start with just like the New England area.
Right.
And the board builds out, you know.
That's cool.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. We also played and tried to play several times, but couldn't because it was so taken and busy. Three Ring Circus by DeVere.
Yeah.
Have you played this game yet?
No, I need to get it.
So we only played once, but it was so good that Peter didn't get to play it because he was finishing the Critter Kitchen day. It was like almost done. And so we played this, and it was so good we wanted him to play it, and we wanted to play it again. But it was in the hot games room. It was always full. There was only one copy in the library, and one person held on to it for 16 hours. So, and then for almost 16 hours. I think they were like, we're going to send you an email. You're supposed to hold them for 4 hours max.
Jesus. People suck, man.
And then we kept asking, like, when was the last time? And we would just miss it and stuff. One time I saw someone come in with it, check it in, and then walk around the other end and check it out. And I was like, I hope you're playing it twice. It's fine if you are. But if you're just hanging on to it, Yep.
I feel like you could have ordered it on Amazon and had it delivered to the room and played it.
Yeah, we thought about doing that. Yeah.
Jeez.
But you know, it was a fun game. I mean, we've talked about not Castle. What is it? Cathedral? Red Cathedral.
Cathedral.
And I like this one even more. Now, Red Cathedral has a cool rondelle thing that is a little bit more. It feels a little more innovative than this one. But this one, I don't know, there's something about it that's just really fun where you're either building you're adding to your circus with people, you know, or you're these cool little people and stuff, or you're performing, setting up a performance and stuff. Hey, it's really fun.
So would you say that the circus theme in this one is better than the circus theme in Scout?
Yes. Yeah. Wait, Scout has a theme? Yeah.
Right.
No, it really is fun. It's it could be any theme, honestly, other than the artwork. You know, it could have been something else if they wanted to. But it's still fun and stuff, and be like, oh, look, I got a lion, and you know.
Yeah, DeVere still, like, I just picked up Bamboo, and that one looks amazing. I grabbed White Castle, or The White Castle, which was the next game by the design team of Red Cathedral. I'm waiting to play that one, and this is just another one. We talked about this a couple of times. Like everything that DeVere's been putting out for the past couple of years has just been amazing, component wise, gameplay wise. Like nothing has failed. I mean, for them to even get Cockroach Poker and reprint it, like everything they've got their name on has just it's just a hit.
I didn't get a chance to play White Castle, and I wanted to. There's a lot of stuff I didn't get a chance to play, but I also played. I was surprised
playing fucking Ticket to Ride.
I know it was a lot, but we enjoyed it. I also got to play World Wonders.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one, like it's a strong one. That will hang around I'll be playing it quite a bit. I'm going to order it and stuff because someone compared it to what's the one that costs $1,000 because it has buildings and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Foundations of Rome. It's not $1,000. I'm just being. But anyway, someone compared it to that, but without costing an arm and a leg, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, this is one of the Gen Con hotness, right? This sold out every day. They were selling out. 250 copies a day within an hour. It was or 500 copies in 2 hours, whatever it was. Crazy. Yeah.
It's fun. It's light. It's rewarding. You're putting down buildings and stuff. I lost this one as well, but still fun.
Not surprised. Do you have a win ratio for how many? Like,
I didn't really keep track after the first day. I won the first 3 games, lost the 4th one, and then I'm pretty sure I lost almost every one after that. Maybe one I won, but
really early in our adventure down the full 42, I was making fun of you quite often for the amount of times you didn't keep track of the games you lost and you only added to the your tracker to the games you won. And I feel like that's just held up. Like you didn't. Keep track.
No. You accused me of not tracking the games that I lost. I did track those games.
Doesn't sound like you did.
I did track those games. I just at the end of the year, I looked and I'd only won something like 48% or something like that, and they're in the defeated base. So
you were done.
I did have a good. Yeah. Then I stopped completely tracking those games because why would I do that?
Yeah. Right. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, played a lot of games. I played more games than that. Other games that we've played before, like Gentees, I've mentioned 100 times on here. Showed that to Brad and Peter. Yeah, but it was fun. I mean, it's basically 5 days of playing games, so that's all I have to report. Yeah. What are you pointing at?
KeyScan. It's 4 days of playing games.
Same kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, well. To be fair to BGGcon, they have all kinds of stuff going on. I know Grant Lyon had 2 stand-up shows or something, and they have drawings or contests. They have, I think they still do the poker thing and all that. I just play games.
Nice.
I mean,
it's there. You know. It's there if you want to take advantage of it, right? It's there for you.
Yeah, totally. And I used to do the poker thing actually, but it's that whole, if you've ever played poker with people who say, let's just play with fake money, you're no longer playing poker because it's a completely different thing. That's what's happening.
Right.
So I was like, I can do that. But, some people enjoy that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Good. So that was BGGcon. It's fun.
Well, I have a big question. Other than the coolness factor of BGGcon and that hot games room with all the game toppers, it looks phenomenal, and I'm not surprised. Like Scott's puts on a good show. What was it like from your perspective to be at a convention while a Kickstarter was not only crossing $1 million but ending?
Yeah, so the Critter Kitchen ended at 1,016,000, 17,000, something like that, and the day or so before, we'd all been talking about it, obviously, and we were like, okay, it was like, I don't know, 700K. We were like, okay, we're not going to quite make there. Maybe we'll get to 850 or something, And then that last day was insane. The last day and a half, really, because it just started soaring. I was like, oh my God, we're going to make it. But I'm also at BGGcon in a room that is not getting a good signal.
Right.
So I'm only getting like spotty checks every now and then and stuff. And I'm walking around in the exhibit hall and I go, ooh, I should check to see, And I look and I'm like, oh, it's only like, you know, I forget what it was, like 2 minutes before it ends.
Right.
And I'm watching it, or maybe it was like 10 minutes, and I'm watching it. It's like 996,000, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, it's right there on the edge. And so I'd stop in the middle of the exhibit hall and kind of like move to the wall to get out of people's way, and I'll lose signal. I'm like, uh-oh. And I start walking around the exhibit hall, like, come on, where are we? And I start trying to get out of there and stuff. And then I find a spot and I like freeze, and I'm in the walkway, and I'm like, I feel bad. I'm the guy sitting in the walkway looking at his phone, but I'm like, no, it's board game related, I promise. And you know, and then I see it hit. I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. So.
That's cool. So was it? Did the campaign ending detract from the convention for you, or like were you able to compartmentalize like doing that and looking at that and doing your stuff while you were at a gaming event?
For the last 2 weeks, I've worked through the weekends, you know, 16 hours, 14, 16 hours a day, not even as much as Peter has, or even some of our other people. But I've been working with this huge list of graphics to get done so that I wouldn't have to do anything those last 2 days, because I'd be at BGGcon. I don't even have a laptop that I could do those graphics on.
Right.
What was that?
And shitty service.
Right. So when on Monday, or no, Tuesday, whenever I was like leaving, I was like, I hope all the graphics are exactly what we need, kind of thing. But I loaded all the stuff up there, you know, for people to, for Peter to edit and stuff, which I think he did one or two little things, but yeah, Peter basically worked through the first day of the con to put out updates and stuff like that. First day and a half, really. And you know, those last 2 days were really all him just using the graphics that I had put together, and his own graphics as well, and updates that he was getting from Rosie and all the other team members. And so, yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we knew going in, this is my vacation con, right? And I was like, it's going to be like, what am I going to do? I'm going to end up working on my vacation and stuff. But, you know, Peter and I worked hard to get those graphics like completed so that we just have to put them out on updates. So, and at the end, whenever you're hitting the end and you hit all this stuff, there's not, you know, there's only, all you can do is just like report on, look at what's happening. Like, oh my God, like it's, you know. So, yeah, for the most part, you know, you should be asking Peter what he did those last 2 days, because for the most part, I was on vacation.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, got to be a little chaotic, right? Coming up to the end and the excitement level and making sure you're answering questions for the last 48, last 24 hours, which we're into now. And I'm refreshing. Anybody that has any questions, that got the notification that something's ending and wants to know a little bit more, you got to kind of be glued to the happenings, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of everybody has their, you know, when you should start, when you should end, all that stuff. We like to end on Thursdays because people are at work and stuff when they get their 48-hour notice. Like, we think about when that notice gets sent out and they hit it, are they at their computer at that moment to be able to look and all that stuff, you know? Right. So otherwise we would have had it end sooner, but that whole 48-hour thing that Kickstarter does, you know, it's crazy. Not only are they doing that, but they have the whole, if you follow other people on Kickstarter, you get notified whenever they start following stuff. So the minute the 48-hour thing goes out, all these people start going, oh yeah, let me check it out before it ends. Oh yeah, I'll back. And then all these people are getting those notifications. It's just this big escalation thing. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it was pretty amazing. I felt a little sad, not sad, but after all that hard work and stuff, I felt kind of bad just being like out of it, not with the rest of the group and everybody going, oh my God, and stuff. Cause I was really just kind of like, you know, I'm at the BGGcon hanging out and yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, but I'll be working on it for months afterwards. So, it's not ended.
Right. Yeah. No, the work continues, right?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of, I guess, segue into what we were going to talk about with Kickstarter success. But
yeah. I mean, I can just to show. Why does it say stop sharing screen? Oh, okay. Because I already have it. But yeah. So yeah, that's where we ended on.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that hit while I was at BGGcon and the exhibit hall getting in the way.
Ruining people's convention for yourself. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the amount of graphics, like I think this is the last thing I built for it was this rotating GIF right here to show all the stuff to get unlocked, right? That was one of these was the last stuff that I put together. But yeah, I mean, I could scroll on forever. It's a huge page. It's even longer, I think, than Flamecraft.
Jesus.
And, all these graphics with what's in the box and stuff had to be updated. And what was it, 90 stretch goals? Something like that?
It was a lot.
Let's see.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of stretch goals.
Yeah, 90 stretch goals. That's all of them, or the highlights anyway. So yeah, it was insane. Thank you, Steven. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Fun ride. And when you got this kind of art and game and stuff like that to play with, kind of easy to put together stuff. But
fun stuff. Good team.
Yeah, look at the stretch goal map. We had to make several new graphics to add to it because it just kept going and going.
I do love that one.
The Swedish chef.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know who made it, but it was back with him on it.
Oh yeah,
like his little Swedish chef. Yeah, it was great. I love that one.
Yeah, it was funny because we saw someone in the comments say like, "Oh, I hope they make Swedish chef or the Swedish chef kind of thing," and someone else was like, "It'll never happen," and we're all like, it's just about the hit, that kind of thing.
But no, they didn't know, right? You had that.
No, they didn't know. Yeah,
right.
So that's pretty fun.
Good stuff.
But yeah, and then I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, her artwork was just so fun to work with that I think we did a count. Peter did a count, and Sandara had drawn over 72 different types of creatures.
Jesus.
And there's different there's different versions of some of those. Like there's a mouse critic, but there's also a mouse chef and another mouse chef over here. So it's even more than that. But there's 72 different kinds of creatures in this. Critters.
Like species? Like you're talking species of animals.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But I mean, she can do this all day apparently. It's crazy.
I like to go down, show off your otter or not.
Oh yeah. There's the otter. Yeah. Yep. Orange otter. But yeah, so anyway, that was the adventure to end on right before vacation or right during vacation.
Right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle of it, yeah. I will say Kickstarter just recently had some cool stuff. Like when we went to start building this page, they have like a new interface to put stuff in there. Yeah. A lot smoother than it used to be. Yeah. And Michael DeVito contacted me mid-campaign, I think when he was building Charcuterie, and he said, "Hey, did you know they did this and they had updated something new after we'd built it?" And I went, "Oh my God," and went in there and like fixed it and stuff. So
yeah, that whole menu on the left side of the screen there with the
yes,
that's super great.
The really weird thing about it is they've had this forever. They just haven't allowed us to add to it. Right. So it's always said story and then risks, and that's it.
Right.
It's always like, why is that there if you don't let us do it? So finally they're adding all that stuff.
I mean, Steven, it's been 3 years. Oh, sorry. At this point, I'm asking about his otter. Like,
You have put in the time.
It's a cute otter.
It's
really Sandora's art that makes it cute. It's not Chris's otter isn't cute. Sandora made a cute otter.
Yeah. And then, so we talked enough about the CK for now. We are for the last few weeks. I know. So
right.
Look at that.
For you still got more to do.
But you guys get 23 hours to go. And some change.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, I was impressed with the page, first of all. I mean, we talked about it a little bit and stuff, but the graphics on here are so clean and nice. I love it.
Yeah, Brian did an amazing job putting it all together. I mean, him and DeVito worked tirelessly to make sure that everything was organized properly and explained properly, and then we'd like get our eyes on it and make sure it all made sense and update. And we kept it very simple, right? We wanted it. It's a easily approachable game for gamers and non-gamers, so we didn't need to gamify anything about it. It was just, instead of keeping shit behind the curtain, we put it in the game. So like all of our stretch goals were simple. They were more about quality than components. We didn't want a stretch goal that had, we add a recipe card, and then another stretch goal was like, we add a recipe card. Like, it was just, this is the game. Like, this is the game. Go get it. But same thing that you were talking about with Sandora and her art. Like, Yola's art is just amazing. Like the artichoke, you can't really zoom in too much, but if you can go to if you guys are watching this and it's still alive or whatever, and I'll show you my tomatoes later, Stephen. If you zoom in on the artichoke,
not on this show.
If you zoom in on the artichoke, like, and she showed it all last Sunday on the this is the play I had her on, and we were talking about the process, and she showed us this video with her making the blueberries, but she showed the image that she used as the resource for drawing an artichoke, and then the stencil she made, and then the coloring and the layer she puts in the artichoke. It doesn't look like it's drawn. Like, it looks like it's just a dissection of a fucking artichoke. And it's just the strawberries, the tomatoes, the orange slice with the seed, like even the crackers with the little bits that are, it's just, her art's amazing. And it's really fun to work with someone who does that amazing amount of work. Like, it's super chill. But we also kept it very simple. We knew it was going to be simple. We knew the approach. So we just kept it very simple. And there have been a few questions, but it's just been very straightforward. Like, completely different than Critter Kitchen with 90 stretch goals and all these things that ephemera that you're throwing into it.
Oh, I mean, it's a completely different monster. It's the same platform, but it's such a different, they're not, comparable experiences really, because we're different goals and different things going on. But I mean, I'm actually really jealous of you're talking about keeping it simple. So I'm really jealous of this area, what's in the box area, basically, how clean this is as a graphic, when you can, just the good, the font and everything is so nice and clean. And whenever you go to ours, it's like we had so much crap in the box that it's just so much stuff. It's like overwhelming. All of that is the standard. And then the expansion.
Right.
And then
it shows off. There's a lot of bits in that box, right? Like, you have a lot of stuff for the amount of money that you're pledging. So it's comparable.
The only thing I would say is, I would worry that people, what is it? It's 29 on here. It's insane. It should be more. It should definitely be more, because
the MSRP is 40, right? It'll be 40.
Okay.
But for backing, we're giving you that discount.
Yeah. Perfect. Then, because, then that's even bigger, more amazing. But yeah, I would say this is a 40 game because of the gameplay. Like, you're going to play this 2, 3, 4 times in a row sometimes, because it's fun to play. We played it on 2 episodes ago, or was it 1 episode ago?
It was the night before we launched, so 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Last week we had Sean on with Wasabi, which is another one. If you're checking it out, Wasabi was super fun, and they funded. They're unlocking stretch goals. The art is unbelievable.
What is it with food right now?
Yeah,
food's all over the place. Well, But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I saw someone. What
good.
was it?
No, good.
I was going to say I saw someone ask on, I think it was Facebook, like, what's the next big trend? You know how people ask that every now and then, as if anybody's gonna. If they did know, they wouldn't say, and if they, nobody knows. But someone asked what that was and stuff, and I almost wrote, well, we just got done with food.
It'll circle back around. It'll be Cthulhu, then dragons, then fantasy, whatever. It'll come back around.
Speaking of which, well, I'll get into this question in a minute, but remind me to ask you this because I don't want to go too far from charcuterie, basically. So, you guys what do you have left to do with 23 hours left? You're just answering questions and letting it go to the end and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. Our last thing was the cheese bag, which for those that know me or have been around me since I started developing this, when Whitney gave me the prototype that her and Josh made, or one of the prototypes, the one that I got to start working with, it came in a cheese bag, and it was a little zip. She made it. It was just a piece of just sliced cheddar, and it had all the tiles in it with the cards. It held all that, obviously not the boards, but so when I started bringing it around on the contour and showing media and getting like Board Game House, showing them about it and showing Grant about it. The cheese bag was like this center of attention. Like, wait, does it come with a cheese bag? And I'm like, no, but that's my goal. Like, I need it to come with a cheese bag. Like, so if you have an opportunity, tell DeVito, like, you're in it if it comes with a cheese bag. And people that were playing it and demoing it, I'm like, just make sure, like, if you have an opportunity to make a comment, like, just say, like, you'll do it, but it needs to have a cheese bag. So I knew going into it, like, that was the one thing there was no question in my mind that I wanted to have it in there, and we wanted to have it in there. So that was really the only bit of exclusivity to the game is going to be the cheese bag. It's not going to be in retail unless a retailer backed it during the campaign.
Right.
So the game will come with that burlap bag that everyone, like, if you watch all the videos that they've all been doing, it'll have a burlap bag with the charcuterie logo on it. But the exclusive bit that we unlocked, the only exclusive bit that we unlocked that was component stuff, was the cheese bag. And I'm beside over the moon that we reached that goal, because it wouldn't have felt right if there wasn't a cheese bag in the game.
You have to promise me that whatever game you work on next, you ask DeVito to add a cheese bag to it.
Whatever it is.
And just continue to ask for cheese bags for every game.
That's going to be really weird for the next one. It's not going to fit at all, but I'll see what I can do.
That's perfect.
Great.
And you'll only be successful. We'll know if you're successful if there's a cheese bag in the game.
You'll know that DeVito is stupid. There's a cheese bag in the next game. It's not about me I could be a good bullshitter if I can get a cheese bag in our next game. That might be good. But I would
get it in there.
If there's a cheese bag in the next game, I fully blame DeVito. It shouldn't happen.
That's funny. And the next game is, you can't say.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a great campaign, man.
Yeah, we kept it simple. We wanted it. We know. I mean, it's a lightweight game, right? It's good for gamers. It's got enough puzzly for gamers, but it's also like you're bringing it to your friend's house or your family's house for the holidays. Obviously, not this holiday because it's not out yet, but it's playing. It's playing in. It says 20 to 30. I'd say in 2-player, it's like 10 to 20 maybe. Depends on how people are really like trying to wrap their heads around splitting up the piles and getting extra points or whatever, but really light, really quick. And like you said, you're playing it probably twice or 3 times in a row when you play it once, because it's already out and it's super simple. But we wanted to keep it simple. We didn't want to hide anything behind a curtain. We didn't want to have all these stretch goals where, like, daily stretch goals that are bringing people back to look at what the unlocked was, or trying to figure out what price point the next thing's going to be. And is it really important to, hey, we added another orange slice, like, woohoo. This is the game. Like, we're going to math it out. We're going to put in all the chips. We knew, at some point we were talking about like dropping, what was it? Whatever the vegetable was, we were going to drop out, like there were 4 in the game. We were going to drop out 2 and add 2 fruit. And then there was something else with 6 in the game, and we're going to drop out 2 and add 2 of these, or something like that with different stretch goals. And it just became too like The game didn't need that. This is the game. We're going to make it prettier by the amount of people that are going to be coming into it, and we're going to keep it super affordable because it's approachable to every type of gamer. And not every. People that only play Twilight Imperium probably aren't going to want to play this, but
that's just because they don't give those games a try.
Correct. But yeah, we just kept it simple, and it really has been a very smooth, very fun campaign.
Yeah, going into before either one of us started our campaign, I was a little weary thinking, because there's a lot of talk about people being tired of crowdfunding and all that stuff. But you know what? They're still showing up. So I think there's a lot of people that are, but there's also a lot of new people coming in. And a lot of that is thanks to easy to get into games and stuff like this. Or if they're coming from weird other tracks like Sandara, fan art, people fans of her art find out there's a game and stuff like that. So
well, same thing with Yola. Yola's got 77,000 followers or something on Instagram. Like her art, she's got a big foodie collection of art. Naturals, no, not all food. She does other stuff, botanicals and stuff too. But the amount of first timers, and you see this with, I'm sure you've seen this with Critter Kitchen. We saw this with Stuff of Legend because we had the IP from the graphic novel and people that were coming in and it was their first thing they've ever backed on Kickstarter. A tremendous amount of that for Charcuterie, and the comments when you look in social media, all the people that are tagging other people about like, oh, we can play this when we're eating charcuterie, or we'll play this at the next party that we go to, or next time we go home, or they're just tagging people because it's approachable. And a lot of that is just you can't fabricate that. That's something that just happens naturally, right? The people you get something that people love, like the art or the food or the theme or whatever, and it's just gonna create. It's been really fun to watch.
When this game comes out, there's going to be a lot of social media pictures of it, and people are going to think they're looking at food as it goes by. Yeah, that's funny.
The only thing that breaks it, and a little, I guess, behind the curtain, the only thing that breaks it is the border around the food. Right. But the color, the way that Brian made the color around the border with the icon on the other side. So if you had any question on what they are, you can always check the back of the tile so you know what group it's in, what category it's in. But the color around the border, or the border in color around the food, we didn't think, when we first thought of that idea, we didn't think it was going to fly. We were like, oh, it's going to look really bad. And we tried like this light brown and this dark brown and this grain brown border and the white border, and it all looked like trash. And then when we saw the color around it, it was twofold. It actually worked really well, and it didn't break up as much as we thought it would. But at a glance, you can look at what it is and not need to know what the food is. You can just be like, oh, that's red, that's fruit or meat, or that's green, so that's a vegetable. And it really helped not only the colorblind side of things because of the other side having the tile, but it actually really helped with the presence of the game tremendously.
Okay, it's funny that you have your list of vegetables, and 4 tomatoes, we know.
Yeah, that was another thing that I didn't want to compromise on. If you look, I don't have it. Oh, no, it's right there under the chef's note. I said we need to add that.
Oh, it's knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is putting a fruit. And yeah.
Fruit, knowing not to put it in your fruit salad.
Not in a fruit salad. That's funny.
Right. So, yeah, the whole we know, and then the little chef's note about like, all right, we get it. We understand for science shows that it's a fruit, but it's understood to be a vegetable. Same thing with cucumbers. What?
I want fig jam.
Fig jam is good. Better than
again, this stupid game's making me hungry.
It's the art, right? If that was just cartoony art or something, like you'd be like, all right, whatever, it's fun. But like the photo, look at the strawberry. You can't even zoom in enough to give it what it's worth. But that freaking artichoke is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, go back in the descriptions. We got the link. Go back it. We should watch numbers go up because you guys are watching this. Go back it.
Yeah, I guess 28 hours or 23 hours.
22 now.
Well, yeah, because it hit 10 o'clock. Yep. So, 22 hours.
So, everything is a salad.
Everything is a salad. Thank you, Eric.
Everything is not a salad.
Everything's a salad. If it has more than one ingredient, it's a salad.
What if?
Don't.
Okay.
We'll
No, no.
do ourselves for 2 hours. Eric and I did it when I was at the first QSCon.
Is a Ritz cracker with cheese a salad?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it's 2 ingredients.
That's a cracker.
Meat?
What if it's a sandwich?
No, it's a salad.
It's a sandwich.
It's a salad.
Why is it a salad?
We'll have Ian and John on one day, and that will be the episode. I'm telling you. We at the first QSCon, Ian and John Gilmore and I think a couple other people were just sitting around a table. It was like 3 a.m, and I stumbled upon this conversation they were having about everything is a salad. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I did the same thing, and it was just a back and forth, and the reasoning behind it. It was a salad, or if it's in the oven, it's a casserole. I'm telling you, the entire episode would be just that. I'll get them both on, and we'll
milkshake.
It's a salad.
It's not. No, milkshake is not a salad.
It's more than one ingredient.
So, who said that a salad only definition is more than one ingredient?
Put a pause. I'm telling you, it will be a great episode. The conversation will be bonkers, and we'll have a great time. And it's all.
I don't know if I can go to sleep without discussing this.
Good luck. I swear, I'll talk to them. We'll do it on the 18th. We'll end the year with John and Ian on the show, and we'll do everything.
Right. If they're available.
All right. I'll reach out to them to see if they're available.
That's what we'll call it. We won't even acknowledge that Christmas and all and holidays and all that stuff is around us.
Everything's a salad.
We'll just talk about everything is a salad. Stupid. We're so stupid. I'm a stoner. This is too stoner for me. That's funny. I need to go back on Alaboom. I saw Lance at BGG, like I said earlier, and I was like, man, I haven't seen Lance in a long time. But, my work hours changed when I went to Cardboard Alchemy, so I just haven't really been able to go in there. But, yeah. 150 brain salad surgery. Yep. Cool. Yep. So, no, I am uninvited. I don't get to go into Alabama now.
There you go. We'll have at least one viewer. And I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you.
So we talked about, that might be it. Honestly, I'm still wiped from BGGcon. It's a 4.5 hour drive, which isn't too bad really, but it's just, I told you, I think last week that I've been in a boot, right?
Yeah.
So I took the boot off for the con, and my Achilles tendon was killing me. So I was limping around the con the entire time. And we had to park downhill from the hotel, which was about half a mile limp all the way up a hill. So I think yeah. Houston is just swamp plains, but up in Dallas, there's some hills stuff. Yeah. And I mean, there's mountains in Texas. There's everything in Texas. There's deserts. There's big flatlands. That's where Houston is right now. But I mean, or right now, always. But I remember watching when I was a kid. My dad was watching an old Western, and he starts laughing, and I say, "What's wrong?" And he turns it up, and it shows some cowboys or wranglers or whatever come up to the edge of a mountain and look down and go, "Yep, there's the city of Houston. There's no mountains, no cliffs, or anything around here." So I don't know what they were looking at. They were lost or something.
It's a different time.
Yeah. There's no Google to check that. So.
No, it was erosion. Erosion just took that hill right out, right?
It was both.
The heat just melted the hill.
Uphill both ways.
Great.
Yeah, actually, downhill was worse because I started getting momentum.
Right.
Yeah. So that's momentum.
You can call it if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to get into negative territory with people in their comments and what defines success and a crowdfunder.
That kind of makes me want to stick around. Well, what are your negative comments? Your negative comments or other people's negative comments?
No, just not negative comments. Just people, it's going to get bad. People look at the funds that are raised for a crowdfunder and think, oh, wow, that's great. But they don't have any idea what it takes to have that done, right? Not only the shipping and not only the manufacturing, but you have the percentage of royalties that go to the design crew and whoever else is cut in on the whatever. You have the fees that the platforms take, right? The 5 to 10%, depending on where you're using it and what you're doing. You have all the marketing you have to do to get the word out there that yes, it does, if done properly, does bring a return. But when at the end of the day, when you take out your fees and you take out your royalties and you take out the shipping and you take out the, like, you and I joked about it, and obviously it is a joke, but I put in one of our chats, like, what are we going to call the episode? I said 1 million equals $1, because people will look at it and be like, oh, wow, you made $1 million. That's amazing. Sure, it is. Right. But how much of that goes to the manufacturing of the game, the manufacturing of all the ephemera you're adding to the game, the shipping? Like, Charcuterie is going to end up taking 2.5 containers, and they're about what, 7,000 a pop. So there's at least $14,000 just to ship it in containers out of what we're making, right? So how many containers is Critter Kitchen, right? And where's that going? Right.
Yeah.
All of the containers. So we're going to have a shipping catastrophe on our hands because Critter Kitchen is taking all the containers.
I think we ought to just buy a boat.
At some point. I mean, the industry should have their own, but that's a whole nother topic.
It should, yeah. I actually thought someone needs to buy a boat, and even if it was just one person that could take on like 2 containers, like a smaller boat, if they just did it for board game people, it seems like you could have a nice little life as a boat captain. And yeah, anyway.
I've looked into it. It's a couple billion for a boat, and then you're talking about your payroll, right, to have the people on the thing.
So those giant ones, I'm talking about. Imagine you could have a boat that carries, 2 of those, little cabin that you could live in and stuff, and you travel, travel along. You probably go faster. Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. And that could be your life. You talk to board game companies and be like, yeah, let's do, $5K each, $10K. You don't have any living expenses other than the price of the boat, I guess. And then you travel on down.
And the amazing amount of fuel that it takes to get from A to B. And are you going just from A to North America? What about like going to the UK for EU distribution and VFI for Asia distribution? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Anyway, it's a huge deal. Yeah,
it is. But like, I guess those comments or those comments that I know they're just details, Barry. I know
details.
It kind of gets me a couple times when they see something that is successful. Like, I'm not saying Charcuterie is not successful for what it is, and I'm not saying Critter Kitchen or anything of the like is not successful, but people see that number and like, oh man, that's amazing. Yeah, but it's really not that number, right? Because then everyone's getting their cut and all the stuff has to happen, and that number starts coming down drastically.
Right. I think back in 2015, when we came out with Troubles, not this version, but the original version, I think we got something like 36K, something like that, which was enough to make the game and all that, but we kind of lost a little money doing it. And people were like, oh my God, you made $36,000 making that game. I was like, no, I spent a lot of time and money doing, like, making even.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't. So you got your designers that get their royalty based on whatever, right? So that hopefully it pays for their time that they put into the game. So they get a royalty based on whatever the crowdfunding number is, and then, future sales, and I get it. But like the amount of time that the staff gets, right, the developer gets paid, and the whatever else is going on besides that comes out of it. And then you got and containers were not that expensive back in 2015. But they still took a good chunk of money. Then you had your marketing and you had your art assets, which sometimes if you're doing your own art, then you're saving some money there. But if you're paying per piece or whatever, then you got your graphic designer that's like setting up the cards and the graphics and the layouts, and all of that stuff all starts to eat up at. So I joke at saying like the $1 million that is $1, but I mean, it does start to come out and people don't see the behind the curtain kind of thing.
Sure. I don't think I'll complain about the person that takes a positive view and go, "Yay, you made $1 million."
Sure.
My complaint is more about the people who are, "Oh, you only made 950K," kind of thing. There's some kind of arbitrary line of it's not successful unless you hit exactly 7 figures.
Yeah, that's
I'm
dumb.
like, that, and that, and then comparison and stuff. It's not. It's the same thing.
Sure.
965K is basically the same as $1 million.
Right.
Once you have that much, like it's a few more units or something. It's so. But it's really weird when people, because like I said, we thought we'd hit maybe around 850 a few days near the end, and luckily people came soaring in. But when we were doing that, we were like, okay, 850, really great. But there were some people who had the negative view of like, oh, you guys didn't do well because not as good as blah 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 or whatever. Always this comparison crap that like, no, just look at it for what it is. It's a success, even if we don't make it to it. So to me, that was just a cherry on top whenever we got there, because I was already considered a success in my head. But, so I don't necessarily mind when people go like, oh my God, you made $1 million, unless they then use that as an excuse to shit on us.
Right.
Which some people do. And,
and that Wayne's got a good point too.
Big difference for saying congrats on hitting 1 million versus now you're $1 million. Yeah, that is a big difference. Yeah, I'm not $1 million. I'm an employee.
But it does. I mean, put it in perspective, and for the sake of easy math, because I've said it before, math and I haven't gotten along since the 5th grade. You have $1 million crowdfunder, right? That costs you $30 to make. The game itself, like with all the stuff, all in with shipping and all the ephemera and all the whatever, it's $30, right? So your $30 cost, you get whatever you're doing on your whatever your pledge level is, and your campaign makes $1 million. But then you have a campaign that makes 100,000, but only costs them $3 to make because it's cardboard punch and whatever. That's the same thing, right? Like depending on how much marketing you put in and your art assets and everything, $1 million campaign at a $30 cost and 100,000 campaign at a $3.
Well, yes and no. So because there's this perception of more money is better,
right?
You have more of a clamoring. Like you have somebody make 100K off of a game that is like a small box game that only costs them like, $3 to make, like you're saying. People go, oh, that's pretty good. And you'll get some interest in that and stuff. You have somebody make $1 million off of a $30 game and they go, oh my God, everybody wants this. And you have tons of people, and which creates more success. So it's an exponential thing. Success always is an exponential thing. And it's the perception of success, right? Not actual success.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, in mentioning the people that like go, oh, now you've made $1 million, so now I can crap on you, is like, it's just a stupid, dirty thing to do, to suddenly go, you're not human anymore.
Right.
You're a corporation. It's like, no, we're just like 4-5 people that are trying to make a game.
I saw something on, I don't know what toxic thing it was, but I saw somebody had posted the back of, I think it was Marvel Zombies, and there's a typo on the back of the box. Instead of it being your Y-O-U-R, it's Y-O-U, right? So somebody missed a letter. Sure, somebody should have caught it in editing. I'm sure multiple eyes were on it and it got through. But their comment was like, we're spending this much money for this to happen. Like, it has nothing to do on the game. It has nothing to do with production. And they were shitting on them because they're CMON, right? Or come on or whatever. And they make millions of dollars and they expected that R to be like, it's that kind of perception. Like,
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever worked on a game where the first print didn't have one little thing somewhere. And it's usually my fault, forgot a comma somewhere, right. Nothing I've done, I don't think had any game breaking issues or like, oh, this doesn't work or anything like that. But there's always kind of like oh, I meant to put a period here and it's a comma or some real small, usually people don't even notice. And like when the second print runs, I go, here's the fix file, and nobody's ever known about it.
Right.
But when you get a million eyes on it, like you do with CMON, people are going to find stuff like that.
Yep. Yep. It happens.
I'm off by more than that, so. But yeah, there's no. I don't have any complaints at all, and none of us at Cardboard Alchemy do. But there are people who suddenly start seeing you as less than human whenever you have a certain level of success, and for whatever reason, the $1 million is the major one for people. So,
right.
Anytime you have success, there's always going to be people to try to capitalize on that in a negative way. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a few videos out there, and I'm not going to give them any, push by saying who they are and stuff. But there's some people in there that only focus on negatives or try to find negatives or even make it up and all that stuff. Yeah. And I just try to ignore it. Yeah. For the most part, our wall and our reception and everything, and like 99.9% of it was positive.
Yeah.
And if there was any negativity, we had our own, we didn't even have to say anything. People following would jump in, and that felt amazing. Right. Like someone would be like, if someone, I don't remember a specific thing, but someone might say, oh, Cardboard Alchemy, blah, blah, blah. Before we could say anything or do anything about it, there'd be people jumping in and backing us up, and that feels awesome. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's good.
But yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of stuff to really talk about and dive into, and we could talk about it forever. But
yeah, I wish there's just people are quick, right? They don't.
I think it all comes down to empathy. It all comes down to understanding that you're talking to people, not some nameless corporate. We're not Microsoft.
Sure.
You could literally find the names and remember the names of everyone that works there.
Right.
It's like just 4 or 5 people who aren't contract, and then contract is just like project basic, So
yeah,
but yeah, I always like anytime somebody says stuff like that. If I'm the one responding, I try to respond in a way that's not defensive, but to remind them that I'm a human being.
Right.
Like I go, oh, that really hurts my feelings that you said that because I worked like tirelessly to get this and that stuff. So if somebody pointed out on CMON like, oh, you didn't use the or blah, blah, blah. If I was the one that did that, I would have responded with like, oh man, sometimes I mess up on that. It makes me feel bad that you saw that, but we'll get it corrected. Right. And then suddenly they go like, oh shit, I made somebody feel bad.
Yeah, that's the disconnect for me. Those people don't all of a sudden be like, oh, that's a human that made that mistake. I should be.
Some people do. Some people just have a bad day. I've had bad days. Everybody has a bad day. Sometimes
usually
you go a little negative. Yeah. 8 o'clock, real time.
9 o'clock, real time.
I mean, and sometimes I'm just looking at a person who's having a bad day and wants to shit on something they think,
right.
They're just not thinking about it. So,
yeah. People can be quick sometimes, right? They don't take into consideration that there's actual humans that are spending their time putting these things together. They just see a number or they see a thing and they'd be like, shit. And you're like, well, people like took time and did the thing. Like, settle down.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the don't feed the troll thing, right? Mm-hmm. There's different methods at how to deal with stuff like that. So,
yep.
So, always going to be haters. Yeah.
That's good.
Apparently, you did just call yourself a stoner. Maybe that's why you're having a hard time.
It's true.
But yeah, I can't complain about anything. So, and I don't think you could with charcuterie, really. I mean, success all around. And it's deserved.
Yep. Yeah, same.
So, now that we're all done patting our own backs.
It feels good. It feels good to be recognized. It feels good to have the support. Sure. It feels good to see numbers climb and positive feedback and people like sharing and doing the thing, and it always feels shitty when people go the opposite direction, but we're very quick to adhere to the negative and not see the positive. And I think it's it's harder to see the positive. It's one bad thing in 100 things. That's the thing that's going to get the attention, right? Not the 99 great things that happen. So it's nice to do that every now and then.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about that's why Facebook is the social media I use, just because you see people's real names. And I am on Discord, our Discord, by the way, which is linked in the description. I'm on Discord, but I'll use my real name as well and stuff, because in other things where people use, not their real names, not their real pictures, all that stuff, they can just kind of be shitheads if they want, and it doesn't matter. And I don't like that. I like, if somebody says something to me, I like that I can click on them and go, oh, you have a family. And do they know what you're saying? And like, you're a real person, like, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying,
know how you talk.
Oh yeah. Does everybody know how you say it? Can I share that onto your page and let everybody see that? But
hey, Dean, they're mailed up and they're going out tomorrow. I'm going to the post office tomorrow to mail them out. So
where's my stuff?
Yeah, a little bit of delay on my end. Just life kind of happens, but they're sealed up and they have your names and addresses on them. I do not know about the games that people won. That was Cardboard Alchemy was putting together the Flamecraft games that were going out, but for the promo cards, they're going to be mailed out tomorrow.
Cardboard Alchemy has those addresses and stuff, and I do need to check on that, but I'm not the one doing it, so I'll check and see where they are on that.
It's now your fault. Now it's your fault.
Totally my fault. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. You can't blame me. Yay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go away because I'm tired.
Yeah, go get some rest. Good to see you.
Way too much gaming.
You are not going to PAX, correct?
No, unfortunately. I really liked Philadelphia. I thought it was nice. I don't remember it being daytime ever.
No, by the time you're there, it's dark in the morning, and by the time you leave, it's dark. So.
Yeah, I don't remember Philadelphia in the daytime at all. I'm sure they have daytime.
Yeah.
Sure.
They do.
But I really like Philadelphia. I would like to go again, but it's such a weird time. It's like in between. Like, when is it? It's early December.
It's the week after Thanksgiving, so it's December 1, 2, 3.
Just a weird time. And honestly, I probably wouldn't make BGGcon because it's so close to Thanksgiving if I didn't get to drive there 4.5 hours, So, but just all that traveling and all that stuff, there's too much to do, Yeah. So, but, and it also depends on if we're bringing stuff. We don't have anything to bring. Cardboard Alchemy doesn't have anything to bring this year because, we're doing the Kickstarter. So next year, maybe we'll have something.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Thank you, Eric.
Good to see you, brother. Oh, Alan. It's not time. It's not the time. We didn't change times this time. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's usually here at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Unless we change time because of daylight savings, then it screws them up.
Yeah, that could throw him off. But, yeah. So, well, thanks, everybody, for watching. Let's talk about Kickstarters and Board Game GeekCon and all that stuff. You are going to PAX U. We should do a video about what you're going to do at PAX. What's going to be hot games and stuff. Our PAX U is so late in the year, like they don't open up new games like Origins does or Gen Con does, really, right?
No, the biggest thing at PAX, it's a different crowd, right? It's more of a holiday shopping crowd. It's definitely different. There are a lot of similarities, like overlap between the people that attend because there are people that just go to all the conventions.
Right.
There's more of an overlap between the people that you see at Origins and the people that you see at Gen Con because they're only really 3 hours away. So it's a lot of the same people.
True.
PAX is in a different area, so it's a lot of different people. The biggest thing, I think, is the Essen releases. It's the first con. BGGcon has a tremendous impact with that too. So does there's a couple of them, but I think this is the bigger one that has as like a dedicated section to Essen releases. Like there's a company that imports them and sells them.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing for PAX, but it is. I really enjoy that convention. I love the area. I talk about it all the time, but if you're ever in Philly or if you go into PAX Unplugged, hit up the Queen and Rook. Edward and that team over there, they're just unbelievable sweethearts. They're doing amazing things in their community, and I can't rave about them enough.
I've only been there once, and I worked the whole con, but I will say I think I definitely enjoy working that con more than I do Gen Con.
Sure.
And it just has more food options when you're on break and all this other stuff, and it's smaller, but kind of the same thing exactly. It's like you're saying, a lot of the same people and all that. So,
well, you also so Origins is a step down from Gen Con, where it's still busy and it's still got that con kind of feel, but you can actually talk to people without getting the evil stares from someone that wants behind them that they're in their way. PAX is even a more of a step down, where you can have conversations and even I'll be able to play through charcuterie with people rather than do the elevator pitch and talk about it. It's a totally different type of vibe. It's definitely chill. It's definitely a different crowd. Still has the same, triggers, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I've demoed games at Gen Con and I've demoed games at PAX, and it's so much easier at PAX just because it's not as packed. No pun intended.
PAX. Yeah, no, it's true. It has it's got its busy points, right? And then it's got the lulls for lunch, like most conventions do, but it's never really that hustle bustle. 30 seconds, move along, repeat the 30 seconds, move along, repeat the 30-second move. It's never really that bad.
I think just from my brief interactions with both cities, I probably prefer Philadelphia over Indy anyway, just because of the stuff that's around and all. So
sure. Yeah, it's a totally different area. I like Indy because it's got the White Castle right next to Lucas Oil. I still love Columbus. I think Columbus is beautiful, and I wish that they would have a better hockey team that was playing in the playoffs in June, so I could go to a playoff hockey game in Columbus. That would be really fun. But yeah, Philadelphia. The only thing with Philadelphia is it can be wicked cold because it's the beginning in December, and if a cold one's coming through, and you're walking a lot, we got to take a ride share over to the Queen and Rook because it's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away from the convention center, and in December you're not walking that, right? But it can be brisk, so really negative to it. But other than that,
well, you gotta come down to Houston whenever you're gonna start the WhoosCon, right?
Yeah, just for you, we're gonna do WhoosCon.
Yep. You got one attendee.
I would assume 2, right? Erin would come, wouldn't she?
I can't make any promises.
Oh my god, this is shit, absolute shit. Well, I know Eric would come. Eric's down that way. So.
Yeah, there you go. 2. You got 2 already.
Eric came to QSCon. I'm sure he'd drive 4 hours to come to WhoosCon.
And we're closer than Alan would probably come. Yeah.
Alan better be coming next year to QSCon. Barry, are you in Philly?
No, I think he's in Michigan or something, aren't you?
Around Philly? Oh, I thought we were talking about how brisk it was in Philly, and that was
yeah.
It's in Philly now. It could be because it's colder here. I mean, I'm not in Philly, but
it's gotten nice and cold here. It's 71 degrees outside.
28 right now.
It was really cold in Dallas. I get to wear a hoodie.
Oh my god, what was it? 68?
Yeah, it was about 68, Jesus. 69.
How do you even
whenever it got dark?
I've said it. 0 degrees. It's the wind up here that gets you. I don't mind the chill. I don't mind, but when it's windy, there's nothing you can do about it.
Cuts into you. Yeah. Oh, he's from Philly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice. So PAX is close enough.
Yeah. Well, you gotta start a Houston con and make it awesome because we don't have great board game cons here. We have some small little stuff and all, but we don't have 5-day gaming board game one. Yeah. Closest one is Alcon, and it's not great for board games. It's good for RPGs, but not board games.
We can fix that for you.
Yeah, fix it.
I just don't want to be in fucking Houston in midsummer.
Yeah, don't do that. No. Well, I don't want to be here in
midsummer. That's QSCon, and I can't do it in March because that's the other con. So it would have to be either if I'm doing one every couple of months, it either is
February. Yeah.
No, I got the one in March. I can't do February.
That's 2 different months. I do January. Yeah.
Maybe.
It'll be like summer to you.
There's so
you'll leave like in a parka and come down here in a tank top, and you'll be fine.
Tank top in January? Really?
Yeah, you're right. It's probably pretty cold, like at 55.
Yeah, so nice, good hoodie or maybe a hockey sweater.
Yeah. Hey, we have a hockey team.
I heard Arrows. You have the Houston Arrows. Yep, the AHL team.
Actually, I went and saw a game of them like when I was in my 20s. It was fun. Sure.
My Rangers are losing to Dallas right now. They were up 2-1, and now they're down 4-2. So
there you go.
Thank you, Dallas.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Huh.
There you go.
Why? Why are you in here? I always ask that question. Like, why did somebody come to Houston?
To see you.
Not to be mean to my hometown or anything, but it's not like a tourist town, you know.
Sure.
Like Lance's con in February. Yeah, he has like a Viking thing or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's call it. I'm going to go away. Run it off.
All right.
But we'll be here next week.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you. I don't know why
I always act surprised when we're going to be here next week.
Yeah, no, it's going to be Monday. It's going to be 9 o'clock, usual time.
8 o'clock real time. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Rangers.
Yeah, they're down 4-2, buddy. I don't know what happened in the third. They got 3 goals against them in the third, so something didn't go right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back Monday. Come and watch. Don't think we have any Scry-Fi stuff going on. Are you going to have a This Is the Plays?
No, with Thanksgiving this week. Probably.
Yeah. Have a happy Thanksgiving in the U.S., everybody.
Yep.
And I don't know. Eat really good food if you're not in the U.S. anyway.
Share pictures. Have fun cleaning up your house.
Oh, they changed the word here. I almost hit the wrong button.
What'd they change?
Well, it used to be just stop, and now it says in stream.
Oh, that's a minor detail. It's still the same button, right? It's still in the same area.
Yeah. But I almost hit that one. No,
I would have enjoyed that.
All right. I'm going to go before I mess up the show. Bye, everybody.
Wow. See ya.